Hi, y'all. I'm Allison. Well, I've picked 6 books using Just Spin It, and that's never going to be enough. So, we are going to ask my Sims for help in choosing more books for me to read this January. I am planning for 5 books, but as you know, these TBR games have a mind of their own, and I can end up with quite a few more. So, let's go find Goldie and see where she's taking us this time. She had something different planned. So let's jump right into game and start adding more books to my list of reading for the month. To the computer. Poor Goldie's standing out here in a blizzard waiting for us. So she's going to go right inside. We've got a tiny little office building this time. So that means we're going to have to keep the walls halfway down. It's going to be too small to do it otherwise. All right, let's dive right into this. So we will have Goldie, who is trying to sleep, which is going to be a challenge in this house because there are no beds. It's not actually a house. Anyway, she is going to go to our bookcase and randomly pick a book. These have been retitled with prompts. And this will give us our first prompt. And what do we have? Okay, this could not start any better because this means I get to double up. So I can use the buzzword prompt and it will count as one of my Sims picks. I'm so proud of my little office building. Isn't it cool? I was doing the Drifter Challenge and it's a long series one. You can only control your main Sim. The rules had been changed, so I restarted and I was taking screenshots as I went and writing a story based on what happened in the game. I had no control over what was going on. And I had so much fun writing that. I do have a blog for it still out there if anybody wants to see it. I had a lot of fun with puns during this one, as you can tell by my characters' names, which we will get more into. Because, let's... Back on track. Buzzword. Goldie treated me right. I get to a double up, which means my list for the month is going to be shortened a little bit. So our very first buzzword is there, there, or there. And unbelievably, I only have 2 options and I cannot decide. Although that part's not unbelievable. I could go with Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, standalone mystery. Or I could go with Interred with Their Bones by Jennifer Lee Carell, maybe. I have read this before. It's been a long time, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones, which I believe is a Shakespeare quote. On the eve of the Globe's production of Hamlet, yes, the Globe, Kate, who is a Shakespearean scholar, is handed a mysterious box by her mentor that ties into a groundbreaking discovery. But before she can learn what it's about, the globe burns and a body is found inside, murdered in the manner reminiscent of Hamlet. So you get like the Da Vinci Code, thriller aspect of it, trying to figure out what this means. And you also have the Shakespearean tie-in. So I have read it before. I want to read them both. As much as I want to read this, I'm going to go with Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, because I've never read it, and I know it is a huge inspiration for the mystery genre. A lot of books reference this and follow its formula, so I need to read the original before it is spoiled. It's amazing it hasn't been spoiled for me yet. I know this is a locked room, and it's gonna come down to 1, so I'm looking forward to it. This is a great start. Okay, And Then There Were None. First book. This I will wait for later. Now let's go back into the game and see what my next prompt is going to be. Over here. All right, let's get Edgar. He's over here playing on the computer. He has just discovered video games. And we're going to have him turn off the computer and read something instead. So this is his private investigating business that he runs with his friend Abe. Okay, let's see what he gives us. Once Upon a Book Club adult. I get to randomly choose an adult box. This is awesome. Edgar came through for me. I have been wanting to read my Once Upon a Book Clubs, and I have more adult than YA left. So this is perfect. Everything is such a hot mess right now that I'm just going to grab one instead of swinging the camera around. I will randomly pick a box. Okay, we are going to go with my last oversized one. Look how big this is. So it's been sitting on the floor. Can't even fit on the shelf. This thing is massive. Okay, let's find out what's in here. Those are really light. There's no book in here. It's supposed to be her sister's death. That had made a TBR at one point or another and is actually on my shelf. Normally they reside in the box. This works out really good. Because look, it's not thick at all. And in that awesome gilded edges. So this had made it to my TBR at some point, but I never got to reading it. Instead of putting the book back in the box like I normally do, it just landed on the shelf. So I'm excited for this one. If I remember correctly, we've got 2 timelines. Oh, look, it came with a keychain. A key bookmark, rather. Okay, so we have a reporter, Val. Her world is turned upside down when her sister is found dead in a Baltimore hotel room. There's an empty pill bottle on the scene, and the police are saying it's a suicide, which Val doesn't believe. So she's going to team up with a retired detective who has his own personal interest in the case to find out if there was something more sinister going on with her sister. And also in 1921, Bridget Wallace was a guest on the brink of womanhood, getting ready to marry an eligible older man. But what seems like a comfortable match soon takes a dark turn. So does the whole illustrious history of the stately Franklin Hotel hide another lesser-known history of death? So I am looking forward to this, and it's gorgeous. I love this. The dead tell no tales until they do. And by the way, this is by K.L. Murphy. Since this one is Once Upon a Book Club, I will, of course, do a separate video for this, unboxing and reacting as I go, which will be a spoiler-free. So if you are interested in this book, then you might want to subscribe and keep an eye out for that reading vlog whenever it may come out. Okay, this is awesome. 2 mysteries. Oh, yes. And they're not long, which will help if I play Bingo Maze. When I play Bingo Maze. Okay, let's go back into the game and see what's next. Well, since Abe is already over here, it just makes sense to have him grab a book as well. Let's see what we'll get. Once he finishes talking with Goldie. Deja vu. Reread something. Awesome. Okay, Abe. This is so open-ended. Deja vu. I get to reread. There are so many books I want to reread, including Interred with Their Bones. Should I grab that one? Oh, I don't know. I'm tempted. I'm decisions. You know what? I'm not going to do that one because it is a duology, and I don't want to start out the year starting 50 million new series. So I am going to grab a reread from one of my current series because I'm hoping to get some progress in that this year. So let me go grab one. Okay, to give me the best chance at success, I am going to continue 39 Clues. Also, I absolutely love this series. Middle grade. They're doing a family-like scavenger hunt all over the world to find the source of the Cahill's family power. So this one is going to be set in, we're going to Russia. That's all I need to know. This series is so fun. So, all right, I am going to go with Amy and Dan Cahill to Russia in January. Brr. Okay. Let's see. I think we've got Anita. Anita Ray's. Let's see what Anita is doing. Looking for something. Grab a quick bite. Unfortunately, I'm going to pull her away from it, and we're going to have her read something. She was the secretary, so she's the brains behind the outfit over here at A Brown and Sticky Gumshoe. So we have Abe Brown and Edgar Stick. If you put the E after his name, you get a Brown and Sticky Gumshoe. The little stories that I was writing for this was very heavy on the puns. Okay, what does she have? I don't think she wants to read this. Let's see what she's going to do. She didn't want to sit at the desk. Oh. Where are you going, Anita? Well, that made no sense. Guess she did not like that chair. So what do we have? Can you believe it? A book based on mythology. Perfect. Yes. I'm actually getting a little scared. The Sims are being a little too good for me. Fate is really, you know, I'm going to take it and I'll run with it. Because mythology. Can you believe I just finished reading part 2 in the King Chronicles for on New Year's Eve? So I can jump right into the 3rd book, which is The Serpent's Shadow. This is Percy Jackson's world, you know, the wider scope of it, I guess. Is it a metaverse? I don't know all of that. Multiverse, maybe, no. Anyway, Percy Jackson universe. There we go. That's what I want. And this one is the next series that spun off from it. Part 3 in the King Chronicles is, I am looking forward to this. Egyptian gods, the pharaohs, and lots of humor. With each book, I'm falling more under the spell of Carter and Sadie, you know, little brother and sister that are trying to bring back the Egyptian gods to stop chaos. Okay, so 3rd one, and this will be actually finish this series, although there are a couple little novellas and stuff like that. Awesome. Let's go back in and get Annie. You know, she was the whole reason that this private investigating business came into being anyway. They were trying to find her. So let's see if she's going to lead me in a good direction. I'm so proud of this little house. Okay, let's get Annie. She's out here building a snow angel. So in my challenge, I had restarted and I came up with this whole elaborate story on what I had to do. And I had Abe and Edgar searching all over for the true heir for the legacy. And they tracked down Annie, and that's when I restarted the Drifter challenge. I just played that challenge and took screenshots as I was going. And then at the end, I made up a story to go along with it, depending on what the Sims did. And since it was a challenge where I was only allowed to control one Sim, a lot of weird things happened, which it was a lot of fun. I'll put the link somewhere if y'all want to go check it out. Okay, Annie came out into the blizzard and she gave us To Read pile. Choose any book from your To Read pile on the Find a Book tab on the Storygraph website. All right. Okay, this one could go either way. They're either being really kind to me by narrowing down my options because I can get locked up with indecision. So, or they're shooting me in the foot, and it will all depend on the Storygraph. I'm going to go pull that up. I'm going to have 6 books, and I have to pick one of them. Let's go back to the computer and do a little screen recording. Okay, this is an awesome group, but I need to refresh it. So let's see what we get. We'll be pulling from this group right up here. Be kind to me. Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm a little scared because I have been using Storygraph religiously since January of 2021. Never once have I seen that screen with it being offline for maintenance. I mean, I'm sure they've done maintenance before, but I've never timed it to where I needed them when they were working behind the scenes. So this has me a little nervous. Maybe I was trusting in my Sims a little too much and in fate. So I guess we'll just roll on and we'll come back to it. And hopefully by the time I'm done, maintenance will be done. And I can see what books I have to choose from. Okay, it's now like 8 o'clock at night. Storygraph did finish their maintenance. So let's go find out what book I'm going to pick for that prompt. Okay, I refreshed the page and I'm looking through the ring light so I can see the screen. There are some good ones on here. I am not doing Portrait of a Killer. That one's about Jack the Ripper, nonfiction. I've read half of it and I couldn't read anymore. It's so dark and gruesome and upsetting. Darkness Falls, that's part 2, I believe. Mortal Beloved, I think, was the first one that was a really good supernatural. I think that one was witches and stuff. I think I know exactly what I want to go with. Death Comes to Marlowe. This is part 2 in the Marlowe Murder Club mystery, and it is by Robert Thorogood. I read the first one, the Marlowe Murder Club. It's the one with the crossword puzzle on the cover. That is here somewhere. Absolutely loved it. Great mystery. Great cast of characters. We have, I believe, our main character, I think she's 80. If she's not 80, she's in her mid-70s at least. She writes crossword puzzles in her spare time. And she befriends a woman, I think in her like mid to late 40s, and another one in her 50s. And they solve a murder that happens, I believe, out in England. And these three are going to come together, I assume, once again to solve another one. Oh, and we're going to have a locked room. Yeah, Judith, Susie, and Bex. They're going to come together again and solve another murder in a riverside village. So I'm going to go into this one blind. I don't even need to know what it's about. Cozy mystery, great humor, elderly characters. I'm so excited for this one. So I've got another win. So let's rewind the clock and see what happened earlier today. Okay, back to The Sims. Because, you know, even though I should probably stop here, I can't resist. I can't stop on this. I'm gonna, one more. Just one more. Okay, let's have Anita pick one more. Why not, right? Goldie's been a little obsessed with diapers lately. Okay, what do we get? TBR jar wheel. Okay, so I have to spin the TBR jar wheel, find out which jar, and then pull a book. You know, I'm kind of excited by this. I haven't had one of these in a while. Okay, Anita must have heard how indecisive I can be because she too is taking all options out of my hands. I will have no choice. So we get to go back to the computer again, pull up my spinner wheel because I have so many TBR jars. I made a wheel for my jars. I'm obsessed with spinner wheels. So let's spin that, find out which jar I'll be pulling from, and then I will pull for a book. Back over here. Okay, let's see what we get. Or I'll go over here. Okay, the 2021 Chalice. So these are books, obviously, that I got in 2021. There are a lot in here. I suspect that I've read a lot of these. So I'm going to pull one. If it's something I've already read, I may have to clean out the jar. So, wish me luck. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go right in the middle of the jar and take this one. It's my best mom chalice. I'm nervous. I haven't done a TBR jar in a while. Actually, all right. Rule of Wolves. I am just going to change that because this is Lee Bardugo. Oh my God, how did I go blank? What's the name of this series? Shadow and Bone, but that's not the name of the series. Anyway, I am actually on King of Scars, and I really need to get to this. I've enjoyed them so far. I'm really hoping I'm not going to be lost because it's been quite a while. So this is where I am. I'm going to read King of Scars. Oh, Grishaverse. There we go. That's what, see, it's been so long I even went blank on what it's called. I don't think any explanation for this book is necessary. So it is a fantasy. Let me see if there's something. Okay. I don't know how to fight this, Zoya said. She had somehow steadied her voice, but Nikolai could hear the fear in it anyway. Is this the part where we all die? Or, no, I misquoted her. Is this the part where we die well? Forgot Nikolai and Zoya. Okay, yeah, I'm excited for this. And it'll be fun to get a fantasy on here. And since I have so many shorter books, I am not scared by the length of this one at all. I'm just a little nervous on if I'm going to be really rusty. We will see. Added bonus, I didn't have to keep drawing from the jar. I really need to clean those out. Okay, so here's what the lot looks like. There's really not much to show. Like I said, this was a fun build and it just served as a set. So they had a little break room, a bathroom, storage room in the back. So I had a lot of fun building this. This is the only build I've ever done that was strictly just for the sake of building. And here's on the outside. Since it is an office, you know, they don't have many windows. So it's kind of drab and boring, but that's okay. All right, let's let them enjoy hanging out and chatting with each other. And we will be back to visit Goldie, hopefully in February. Okay, The Sims did all right by me. I am excited by this list. Got a couple of mysteries, well, probably 3. And mythology. Ow, I bit my tongue. Mythology and a fantasy. So this is a great group to add to my Just Spin It list. And since Buzzword is in there, I don't even have to choose that. Although I do get to spin the wheel from y'all. So that will be coming here very, very soon, as well as Bingo Maze. I'm really hoping to get to that before we do our buddy read, which y'all will know already what book we're reading, but I don't know yet because today is January 2nd. So I'm excited to see which one's going to win. So I'll be adding that book as well to my list. So 2024, I am set book-wise. I'm excited for these. All right. I hope to see you in the next one. Got to do my Battle of the Books from 2023. All right. Keep an eye out. Have a great one, and bye, y'all.